This is Straight Talk with Atlanta native Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, and his sidekick Shanan Jones. Frank discussions of issues affecting the ATL, Fulton County, the state of Georgia, the nation, and around the world. And now, here they are, live and in living color, the team of Jones and Fann, the Preacher Man.
I'm Keith Gamage, your Fulton County Solicitor General.
And I'm Captain Nikki Renfro of the Georgia State Patrol.
Every 51 minutes, someone is killed in an alcohol-related accident.
This holiday, officers will be out looking for unsafe drivers. If you are buzzed, drunk, or impaired, don't drive. Call someone for a ride or we'll be forced to give you one.
Once you're charged with DUI, you can face jail time, license suspension, and a conviction on your criminal record. So this holiday, have fun. Make it a night to remember, not a night to regret.
Well, welcome to another edition of Straight Talk with yours truly, Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, and Shanan Jones. And Shanan, we had the solicitor to bring us on talking about don't drink and drive during this holiday season.
Yeah, and don't drink and walk either. Like, just really don't drink.
Don't drink.
But if you gotta drink, you
Yeah.
know, just sit down.
So stay at home, huh?
Stay at home somewhere. Nobody wants your drunk self around.
And you know what? The captain said from the State Patrol. She said that, well, if you don't get somebody to drive you home, we'll offer you a ride home, but you won't get to your home. You'll get to the home that we're taking you to. So don't drink and don't drive during this holiday season.
No,
all right.
Your life is precious.
It's very precious. You know, we got a very exciting program today, and we're going to be talking to Sharon Stropshire, who is East Point City Council person. She's going to be our special guest today. And, you know, we always got Miss C. So what we're going to do, how was your Thanksgiving?
Man, my Thanksgiving was awesome. Awesome. I tell you, I came out of it the heavyweight champion of the house. I tell you know, it's a funny thing. They cooked all this stuff, prime rib and 2 turkeys. You know, man, I had a plate, ate a half of the plate. I looked at the food, and it was just too much.
It feels you just watching
all the Thanksgiving, I normally go back, you do the open-faced turkey sandwich. Man, I didn't want to see no macaroni and cheese, no nothing. The next day, I wanted just some soup, some broth or something. So I figured, I told the wife, we need to cook like this all the time, because then I just want some broth. Maybe I can lose some weight. But it was a wonderful.
You enjoyed your family, your mother and your father.
Enjoyed mom and dad. My wife had a little fall.
Oh,
and,
man.
You know, fell down the stairs. And so we keep her in prayer. She's like, why you broadcasting my thing? Because it could have went the other way.
Yeah, it could have went. Well, you know, that's my friend Carter. You better take care of Carter.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we got a new Secret Service code name for her.
What?
Her new name is called Tumbler.
Oh, no, leave Carter alone.
We call her Tumbler.
That's my buddy Carter. He's got to leave you alone. He's got to leave you alone, okay? Well, we had a wonderful time. You didn't ask, but we did have a wonderful time. Very restful.
Wait a minute, I did ask, but I didn't ask on camera.
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
Hold on, let me officially.
That's fine. Don't worry about it.
You didn't ask.
Don't
What did you eat for Thanksgiving?
You know, I had one plate, and that's all I had was one plate. It had, you know, traditional turkey and dressing, and pretty much turkey dressing, greens, and I had kind of light. You know,
Okay,
I didn't pick out.
Did y'all have any arguments?
No.
You didn't talk politics?
No,
stuff
none
like
of that. None of that.
Yeah.
Well, we talked.
We had a couple of near misses.
No, we didn't talk
Come to
politics.
think of it, Mama might have threw my wife down the stairs. I got to check on that. But go ahead.
This kid is something else. But I'll tell you this right here. We just watched football, slept, and just enjoyed company. You know, my little niece, she's going to be jumping all over me and all over all of us.
Oh, wow.
And so she kind of, you know, I was trying to sleep and she kept poking me. And you had this little recliner, the sofa thing go up and down, up and down. She said, Uncle Greg, I'm going to take you up and I'm going to take you down. And I said, after going up and down 2 or 3 times, I said, that's enough of it. But yeah, we had a great time. It's just good to be with family.
Yes, it is.
And the show and share love, because we don't know when our time is going to come, our last days, but we have to enjoy life while we're here.
That's right.
And enjoy our families.
That's right.
So on that note, we're going to get ready to go into the program. We're going to open up with Miss C, and then once we leave Miss C, Atlanta Police Officer is going to talk about how we ought to do our packages during this holiday season. We'll see you on the other side, Shanan and I, we have more to talk about right here on Straight Talk.
Hey Greg, hey Shanan. This is Miss C here with your 3-minute news blast, and welcome to my time of the year. I love the Christmas season. I love it. See? And I've only begun to decorate. Anyway, I've got 3 minutes or more of news for you, okay? Central Holiness Church of Deliverance at 1069 Washington Street in Atlanta welcomes you to join them for any of their community-oriented events. You're welcome to join them for their monthly shut-in held November 30th through December 2nd. From 11:30 to 2 p.m., you will fast, pray, and study the Bible. This is held monthly, the week before the first Sunday. They also have an outreach food and clothing giveaway held every fourth Saturday from 11 to 1. All are welcome. In addition to the clothing giveaway, donations are also accepted as well. They also have Bible study every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. and you're welcome to join them as well. For more information, call 404-207-7821. All right. The City of Fairburn invites you to their 20th annual Christmas tree lighting that's going to be held December the 4th beginning at 6:30 p.m. at the Frankie Arnold Stage and Courtyard at 15 West Broad Street in Fairburn. Participating will be Fairburn area churches, Reigning Victory Praise Dancers, Landmark Chamber Singers, Southside Theater Sidekicks, Kimberly McKinney, and the Aaron Lackey Band. There will also be appearances by Santa and Mrs. Claus, along with food, holiday face painting, craft, vendors, and more. That's Saturday, December 4th, beginning at 6:30 p.m. Flipper Temple AME Church at 580 Fair Street in Southwest Atlanta invites you to join them for their worship services each Sunday at 10:45 a.m. You can join them live in the sanctuary, or you can go online virtually to YouTube and do a search for Flipper Temple AME live stream. You're also invited to join us and enrich your spirituality through our Bible Discovery. That's every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Call 404-522-5020 for directions or more information. That's Flipper Temple AME Church. Reverend Gregory Von Eason is pastor. Okay, now look on your screen. There's a red button. Greg told me it was red. I was not aware that it was red. But anyway, you'll see a red button. It says subscribe. Go ahead and push that button if you hadn't already. And once you push that button, it's going to say subscribed. And you will be subscribed, and you will just, well, it's just showing that you like us, okay? We truly appreciate it. And listen, if you have any news that you'd like for me to announce, send it in to straighttalknews1362@gmail.com. That's straighttalknews1362@gmail.com. I'm going to turn it back over to you now, Greg and Shanan. Have a good day, everybody.
Hi, I'm Officer DeMassa with the Atlanta Police Department, here to offer you some tips for preventing package theft this holiday season and all year long. The holiday season is a perfect opportunity for criminals to steal valuable gifts and packages from your home. While not all crimes are preventable, there are many precautions that can be taken to keep your packages safe, like requiring a signature for packages to be delivered or have them sent to your workplace or leasing office, scheduling deliveries when you are home, using a smart package locker to hold your online purchases until you are ready to pick them up, or installing security cameras to deter theft. Package theft is becoming more common now that more people are doing their holiday shopping online. We encourage everyone to consider using these theft prevention tips. Happy holidays.
Well, thank you, Miss C, with church news. Church news. There was a lot of church news in there, but if you want to do Straight Talk, you want to go to Straight Talk and have your church news or your information shared here on Straight Talk. All you have to do is send it to Straight Talk News, as Miss C said, Straight Talk News @gmail.com. That's Straight Talk News 1362 @gmail.com. That's Straight Talk News 1362 @gmail.com.
But make sure it's new. Don't be sending me. C ain't got time for no stuff about we having the fish fry the fryer to raise money for a new fryer or something like that. Send her something for real. Like y'all doing a coat drive or something that's going to impact the community.
Right.
The fact that y'all want to get rid of the deacon, chairman of the deacon board, that's not no news that she needs, because he might have or might didn't steal some money from the collection plate in the count room. We don't have time. Miss C don't have time for all that. So make sure you send her some serious news about some serious stuff, because I'm telling you, man, folks
Well,
don't
let
know
me
what
just tell you
news
something.
is.
Let me just tell you something. Miss C knows you can send it, but it won't be read, because Miss C knows what not to put on.
That's right.
Because her producer
It's not going to put it on.
A lot.
Yeah, absolutely. So send us some real news. Remember, do y'all do church announcements we used to have a lady when I was growing up, do church announcements. She'd come up.
Read them.
But she made a whole production out of it.
A lot of people. Back in the day, it was a production.
It was 20 minutes of stuff, man, and I'm telling you, headline news had nothing on this woman.
Oh, man.
She knew how to make the fact that Mr. Fred was in the hospital seem so exciting that I couldn't wait to get to church just to hear what the announcements were.
Really?
In church. I mean,
Well,
she made a production.
I'm going to just tell you about announcements in the church. I think people don't do announcements in the church today like they used to. And the relevance, the reason is that people don't pay attention to it no way.
They ain't listening no way.
They ain't listening no
And
way.
if you write it in it, they ain't gonna read it.
They ain't gonna read it. So they don't listen to announcements. I stopped doing announcements in the church years ago because they don't pay attention to announcements. You'll just say, next Sunday we're gonna do so and so, and they'll say, I didn't know we were doing this Sunday.
Didn't you know we was having a church barbecue? I didn't know nothing about it.
I didn't know, but you were sitting there when it was announced.
Right there.
I didn't know nothing about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, but Miss C, please send your church news in, or your news and information in to Miss C at Straight Talk News 1362 at gmail.com. Shanan, this police officer gave some very helpful information.
Man, I'm so thankful that the police told us that. You have to be vigilant about, putting those packages out. And want to thank the police for always just, sometimes we don't think security.
Right.
We just don't. And so it's good to hear those professionals that can come on and just open up that side of our brain to think about, you just got folk willy-nilly coming to and fro. My wife had 2 packages. I drove off 2 packages there right now. And you're going to make somebody's Christmas, doing that. Plus you give them an opportunity to look around your home, get on your property. So just very thankful to the police for that information.
That was very helpful. And listen, if you're going to have packages delivered, please be at home or have them sent someplace where somebody will receive them so that a thief won't have the opportunity to steal your packages. We're going to get ready now, and we're going to go listen to Black History Facts from none other than that historian. That's Brother James Broom. And he's going to be talking about Donald Lee Holloway. And then we'll be right back. Hollowell, right. And that's what Bankhead Highway is now, Donald Lee Hollowell.
Hollowell.
Yeah, Donald Lee Hollowell.
Fierce fight.
And then we'll have that right after that, Sharon Stropshire, the East Point City Council person, and we'll be back on the other side. Don't you dare touch that dial. Stay there with us, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And the Preacher Man, right here on Straight Talk with Black History Facts with Brother James Broom.
This is attorney at law and civil rights activist Donald Hollowell. Donald Lee Hollowell was born December 19, 1917 in Wichita, Kansas. While spending his childhood in neighboring Eureka, Kansas, Donald Hollowell earned his high school diploma while serving in the United States Army's famed 10th Cavalry, which is the original home of the Buffalo Soldier Regiment. Donald Hollowell often stated that it was the extremely blatant racism and discrimination he endured while serving in the Army during World War II that inspired him to study law in order to fight for social justice. In 1947, Donald Hollowell graduated magna cum laude from Lane College in Jackson, Tennessee, and earned his law degree from La Jolla University School of Law in Chicago in 1951. In 1952, Donald Hollowell set up his law practice in Atlanta, Georgia, and soon became well known for fighting racial segregation within the state of Georgia. Donald Hollowell sued the University of Georgia, exposing that institution's racist admissions policies, and that lawsuit ended in 1961 with a federal court order demanding that Charlene Hunter and Hamilton E. Holmes be admitted to the university. It was also Donald Hollowell and Horace T. Ward that, through the Court of Appeals, secured the release of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. from a Georgia state prison. It was also civil rights champion C.B. King who, along with Donald Hollowell, defended Dr. King and hundreds of civil rights activists and demonstrators in what became known as the Albany Movement. In 1966, then-President Lyndon B. Johnson appointed Donald L. Hollowell as the regional director of the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, a government agency that monitors workplace discrimination, thus making Donald Hollowell the first black regional director of a major federal agency. Donald Hollowell also served as president of the Voter Education Project, where he helped increase the number of registered African American voters from 3 million to 5.5 million. In the mid-1990s, the city of Atlanta chose to honor Donald Hollowell by renaming Bankhead Highway in his honor, and Emory University named a professorship in his honor as well. Donald L. Hollowell died on December 27, 2004, just 8 days after his 87th birthday. That's Donald L. Hollowell. They forget all about him, but we won't.
It's been Black History Facts with Brother James Broom right here on Straight Talk. Join us each and every Friday from 7 p.m. until 8 p.m. with yours truly, Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, and Shanan E. Jones. And do share these Black History Facts with your family and friend, and do tune in to Straight Talk. Won't you? It ain't nothing but Straight Talk. Well, I'm here now with Councilwoman from the East Point, Sharon Stropshire. How in the world are you, Sharon?
I'm doing good. How you doing today?
Sharon, it's cold outside.
It's the holiday season. It's Christmas.
It's good. Well, you know, I'm just glad and honored to have you with me today on Straight Talk on the program. And I saw something where you're going to be honored for your community service and all the stuff that you do for people. And of course, I've been knowing you since the 90s when I first ran for office, and how you came out, you and your son, to help me, and didn't even know me, but just committed to the community. So tell us a little bit about, Sharon Stropshire.
Well, I've been.
Why not?
Sure did. I have been a resident of East Point for about 36 years. I have always worked in the community. I've been that voice where if something was wrong, I was the one that would speak up and say something about it. So I was asked to run for office in 2013, and I had to give it a lot of thought because that's not what I wanted to do.
Right.
But I knew that there was a need for it. So I already had the name recognition and the work that I had been doing in the community. So I ran for office and won, and I'm continuing to do that work in the community, especially for the seniors and all residents in East Point.
Well, we had Alex on last week, and he talked about the program that you put together to help the seniors of East Point. How did you come up with that idea to do something for the seniors, the legacy residents of the city?
The idea came out of a meeting. I sit on a board with the National League of Cities, and we were having our annual meeting, and I forget what state we were at, and they have the same program to help their seniors. And when they brought it up and they was talking about how it works and the things that they do, I said, oh, that would be good for East Point. So I brought it back to the city to do it. And it was slow getting started, but in the end, the work has shown for itself. The seniors are very excited about it,
Yeah, they
and they love it, because we have to remember our seniors are at an age where now they want to do the work, but they can't do as much as they used to. So if they had help, that makes them feel better. They've worked hard for what they have, and they get to this point in their life where things just start to slow down. But if they had help to
tell me about it.
But if they had help to maintain the yard, stuff that they like doing, that makes them feel better, and it gives them motivation to continue to want to do more. So by helping with the program, by putting this program in place and helping them, and then also including tree trimming, because we all know to get a tree cut is expensive.
Very expensive.
Insurance don't pay that anymore. So it's nothing like being a senior and then having a tree hanging over your house that puts you in greater fear. So if you can get that tree trimmed back from your house, that makes them feel better, along with helping maintaining their yard, that makes them feel better. Then there are other programs that the city has partnered with, like Habitat, that also goes in and do work in senior houses that need it, that will help them also as well.
I mean, you have really, I've been knowing you for a long time. Your activism, when you were an activist, and many people thought when you got on the council you were going to be that activist and that person who kept up saying about this or saying about that. But you've taken on the role of being a policy maker, and that role, if it's you will, because you have done a great job in terms of looking out for the citizens. You do a program during Martin Luther King Day. Let's talk a little bit about that program.
That program is Martin Luther King Day of Service, where we give back to the community. So for the past 2 years, we have not been able to do it inside. So when we do it inside, we do a health fair, health screening. We teach CPR training. We have seniors and actually all residents to sign up for different programs. And we also feed them that day. So on that day, they don't have to go home and prepare dinner. They get a hot meal, full meal, at the Jefferson Park Recreation Center where we have it at. But when we did it outside, we did a drive-through. We provided full meal bags. We still provided the hot meals. We provided, at the time we were in the midst of COVID, we provided the things that people need to make sure that they stay safe, like thermometers, masks, hand sanitizers, door openers where you don't have to touch the doors. We provided things like that for the seniors and for people who showed up. Gift cards to go to the grocery store with, cards to buy fruits and vegetables. So that's a program that I started as well, and it's called Martin Luther King Day of Service. And we also include record restriction as well as Amnesty Day, where if you have anything on your record and you want to get it off, now that is the time to remove it from your record if you're looking for a better job or something like that.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. You've done a lot, and in terms of all of it's been geared toward helping citizens. All of it's been geared toward, and that's why you won your re-election because you really have done that job. That's who you are. That's who you've been. That's who you are. And one of the things that I think, tell all the things that you've done a lot for seniors. You've done a lot for the people in terms of programs. But one of the things that you've done is if you put East Point, help put East Point on the map with your Wednesday Wind Down, where you bring in entertainment and people come from everywhere to the city of East Point to hear and be a part of that Wednesday Wind Down. You want to talk a little bit about that?
So the Wednesday Wind Down was created to, number one, bring people to the city. Number two, to bring business to the city, especially our downtown. So it gives East Point a positive look. So we've been doing it since 2018. And it has been a huge success, and it's almost like it just took off overnight. And each year it grows, and it grows, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And the goal is to bring more people to move in your city. And actually people have moved in the city because of Wednesday Wine Down. Businesses have come to the city. One of the businesses that I can name is downtown is Richer or Poor, the restaurant. They were a vendor of Wednesday Wine Down, and they moved their business to the downtown.
On West Cleveland.
On West Cleveland.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, COVID hit, which put a lot of things on pause because we had more businesses to come. And actually, people don't know, but because of the Commons development, there are certain businesses that did business with the Wednesday Wine Down that's actually going into the Commons development that has actually already signed on to it.
All right. You want to talk a little bit about the Commons development? Because people who are looking and or be watching, East Point, and the mayor said, "This ain't no point like East Point." But that downtown area has been undeveloped for so long. And I do want to say this because some people say, well, they complain about the Wednesday Wine Down or what have you, but it has generated revenue, but it's not something new for the city, because the city for years and years and years would always have some kind of concert or something in the Commons area, because that was the central part of downtown East Point. Now you guys have done a city hall. Now you talk about a common development and developing the downtown area.
And let me say this when we talk about the Wednesday Wine Down, because there's so much misinformation out there. The Wednesday Wine Down is funded through hotel motel money. That's the people who stay in your hotels, the people who visit your city. It's not taxpayers' money that's coming out of the general fund. The general fund money is your property taxes that you pay that go into the general fund that covers your police and your fire and other general fund expenses. The hotel motel money, or that tourism tax that you pay if you go out of town to other states, and you look at your hotel receipt and you see that tourism tax on there, that's what that's for. And that's what the Wednesday Wine Down was designed to bring other people to your city who would not come to your city. And one of our sponsors is the DoubleTree Hotel, which is a hotel, which means that if you come and you stay or such an artist, they're not staying anywhere but the DoubleTree Hotel off of Virginia Avenue. So that is sponsorship. That's hotel motel money being used. That, for as the Commons developed, the Commons has been undeveloped for years, and the city has been trying to get it developed. Now we have the opportunity to develop our city like everybody else's city and downtown is developed. We're hoping, and I think this is going to happen. We passed the agreement between the company. Now the company will sit down with the residents to see what they want the downtown to look like, what they want the Commons to look like, what they want the buildings to look like. It's going to be in keeping with the buildings that's already there. It's not going to be an eyesore. If you go to Smyrna, look at Smyrna's, how they built their city hall with the businesses around it. That'll give you an idea of what you will see downtown. We want businesses here. We want people to stay here instead of having to go to other places to restaurant. We want the same thing. We want our downtown to grow. We want the same thing. But we have to have good development and smart development and growth at the same time, so we don't end up like a lot of places that built, and now they don't have the people to spend, and then you end up with empty buildings. There, you don't want, when your downtown closes, when your city hall closes, then the business don't get any business. We want those businesses to have business even when city hall is closed, because we want them to stay. We have to realize about our downtown, East Point was a retail downtown. It was not a restaurant downtown. So it's harder for businesses to convert retail into restaurants. That's hard. But when you look at our square footage in downtown, we have a lot of restaurants because it goes out towards Main Street.
Right.
So we have a lot of coverage with restaurants. Can we get more? Absolutely, because we want that hometown feel. We want to keep that. We want to keep our mom and pops here. We want to do that. So I think this Commons development will be a great access to the city, as well as when we continue the Wednesday wine now. And I know some are probably wondering, well, where is it going to go when the Commons is developed?
Right.
Well, technically, the Wednesday wine down has always supposed to be in that city hall. But because COVID hit, we moved it back across the street to give us the space that we need for people to social distance. But that has always supposed to be the home for the Wednesday wine down.
Well, you know, one thing that I do want to comment on something, as you said, in terms of the common area and the development of the common area and citizens engaging and being a part of it, being a part of what's going to take place in the common area. You have always advocated that the citizens be involved in what goes on in their city, because it's their tax dollars that they're spending. So they need to be a part of what decisions are being made as it relates to downtown. But what that downtown development not only will do in terms of bringing business, it will bring other revenue to the cities that the city can realize and do other things that citizens have been crying for the longest. And just from a historical standpoint, you know, East Point was an industrial town. You know, it's industrial railroads, and that's why we had the creosote plan, and you know, we fought that mayor for the longest.
Exactly.
But those things are now gone, and now you're transferring from an industrial town to a town where you have restaurants, you have shopping in your downtown area. So yes, things are moving forward and going forward. And one thing that we have that College Park don't have, I do want to say this, is that we did change the streets. That you no longer have to back out, you can pull out.
Exactly.
in the traffic versus backing out in traffic. So there's been some changes, landscaping, streetscaping, those things have been taking place under you guys' watch. The council as a whole, the mayor and council, you guys have done a great job. And I do believe the reason you guys got elected, all of you guys got reelected, because of the work that you put in to make East Point be a better East Point. And I thank you for your work, and you'll continue to working for the citizens, us legacy citizens, us senior citizens. Keep working for us, won't you?
We sure will. We sure will. We'll continue to do the work because we all want the same thing. We want East Point to grow to the place where it could be. East Point is no longer sleepy East Point. People are talking about East Point everywhere. East Point is on the map, and people are having that conversation. And East Point is, people are coming to East Point. Before, when you mention East Point, people would say, where is that? Now, when you mention, oh yeah, East Point, I know exactly where that's at. East Point have nice homes with nice yard size, very nice. We have to tell our own story about our city. We can't continue to allow people to tell what they want to tell. And we have to put the positive out there about our city to help grow our city, to get the things that we want in our city, like every other city in the state of Georgia.
Well, you guys are trendsetters now, and I appreciate you for the work that you're doing, and continue to do that work. Thank you so much for being a part of Straight Talk with yours truly, Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, and Shanan E. Jones. And listen, we're going to bring somebody else back from the point of some of these other cities to talk about what they're doing, but Sharon is doing an excellent job.
Thank you.
Tell Mama I said hey.
I sure will.
Well, I want to thank Brother James Brooms and Black History Fact. Very informative information about former attorney Donald Lee Hollowell. And great interview with our special guest today. Councilwoman Sharon Stropshire, a person who is definitely standing for the least, the lost, and the left out. Her legacy program, the program she brought to East Point, supported by members of council, of course, and to make sure that citizens who lived in East Point who could not get their grass cut or trees cut back could get that services provided free of charge, by the way. And then the whole Wednesday Wine Down program, bringing in entertainers and artists to bring in and stir up the economy in the city of East Point. And her day of service, Martin Luther King Day of Service, where she feeds people, make sure people get health checks, health screening, just so much on that day of service, and so much other great things that she is doing as she continues to stand for the least, the less, the lost, and the left out. Well, we thank both of them for just sharing today, as always, Brother Brooms and special guests. And we want to just say to those, we had an election, you had a runoff, and there were certain candidates, and certainly that did not win. And my friend Bill Edwards did not win, and my friend Elizabeth Card Hurst, she did not win re-election. And of course, but both of them have served their cities well and respectfully, and we appreciate their service and what things they've done over the years in terms of helping citizens in their city respectively. And of course, Felicia Moore, who did not win the mayor's race, Mr. Dickens did win, and Ms. Moore has been a stellar in the city of Atlanta for a long time, and appreciate her for her service, as well as Councilwoman Joyce Shepherd and Cleta Winslow. Thank you, all of you, for the service you provided for your cities respectively over the years, and we wish you Godspeed in all that you continue to do and stand for people in your city respectively and the state of Georgia, because I know you're not going anywhere. You're just not going to be elected, but that don't mean you're not going to stop. You're going to stop serving. Want to just say that we lost a great one in the person of Michael Langford. He was eulogized and funeralized on this past Wednesday at the West 100th Street Baptist Church, and Dr. T. DeWitt Smith did the eulogy, my pastor. And I appreciate all that who attended to his funeral and said the great things about him, which were true about Brother Langford, the brother of the late Arthur Langford, who dealt with the missing and murdered children and created the youth conference dealing with young people. I want to thank him for his work and all that he did during his life, where he stood for the least, the less, the lost, and the left out. And he truly understood what God's purpose was for him in this life. And now he's going on home, but the work does not stop. We must continue to stand up for the least, the less, the lost, and the left out. And with that, we're going to close out with the Solicitor General, and we'll be back. He's going to be talking about nothing but don't drink and drive during these holiday season. Brother Keith Gamage.
I'm Keith Gamage, your Fulton County Solicitor General.
And I'm Captain Nikki Renfro of the Georgia State Patrol.
Every 51 minutes, someone is killed in an alcohol-related accident.
This holiday, officers will be out looking for unsafe drivers. If you are buzzed, drunk, or impaired, don't drive. Call someone for a ride or we'll be forced to give you one.
Once you're charged with DUI, you can face jail time, license suspension, and a conviction on your criminal record. So this holiday, have fun. Make it a night to remember, not a night to regret.
Well, thank you so much for being a part of Straight Talk and the Straight Talk family. Do subscribe to our channel here with yours truly, Greg Fann, the preacher man, and Shanan Jones, the pastor of the Gathering Church. And Shanan, you got anything you want to say?
No, man. I'm just happy with today's broadcast, and I'm looking forward to what's getting ready to transpire, and just more stuff to straight talk about.
Straight Talk. Listen, let me just say this, you guys. Please, by all means, don't drink and drive. Look out for your packages. Do what you need to do. Be safe during this holiday season. Won't you do that? And remember this, Jesus really is the reason for the season. Until next week, it's Straight Talk. And don't you forget to subscribe to our channel. And this ain't been nothing but what? Straight Talk.
Hey, man, where's the eggnog?
Want to be a guest on Straight Talk? Email Greg Fann at FANN922 at Comcast.net or call 404-308-0795. Join us again for another episode of Straight Talk with Shanan Jones and Greg Fann, the Preacher Man.